So good evening. Today is Monday the 9th, Monday the 9th of February. We are all gathering this time to do this evening chanting. We have here Gavin and John and Paul. John and Paul's third visit today.
How's dedication?
What a good dedication, huh? So third visit to the center, checking that whether am I doing well or not. So we had a dry weather for a couple of hours, and about 4:30 again began this raining, and it's again pouring rain. And online we have Manu Bauzu, Yvonne, Nelly, and Yvonne said that she's waiting for the delivery, so she could not make it tonight. And one pin here at online attending this evening chanting. So after this little dry, I walk around in the field and also check the water and diverted almost three places. Try to divert the waterways just to off the road, so that maybe thinking of possible ways to repair the road again. Also, after that, I went around looking all the fallen trees and managed to cut few of them, but it was too heavy, so I couldn't bring up here. So I managed to cut. Just needed a little bit of exercise. Taking the emotion out on the trees. Yeah, so, and you can see the whole field is like a soaking wet. So there's lots of water. It's over the month of water there. And holding that, and as you walk, you can feel like a swamp some places. And I noticed the waterways, the burn is blocked. So tomorrow I have to open that blockage. The water blocked there. So as a result, bottom of the field, water is really in a up to the level. And Yvonne said that we have to build a boat from the trees. So we have to build an ark so we can escape. So there is a story that because of these people were behaving not well and didn't know how to say sorry, and those who did the wrong thing and didn't accept or not accepting the sorries, then the God wanted to flood the entire world. So it appears that probably between the Africa and this Europe continent, that area was flooded. And after the flood, all the animals and some of the people were saved. And after the rain, then say that, okay, I will not do it again. So that's why there is a rainbow. Rainbow appeared, saying that this is a symbol of no more floods. Nevertheless, it appears that this is worse than a flood. So we are experiencing over 3 weeks of rain just after heavy snow, 2 weeks of a heavy snow. So we must have done something wrong.
Well, it was very good summer we've had, don't forget.
So you
Great summer.
probably you enjoy too much.
It was a great summer. Best ever.
So regarding that, it reminds me there are two discourses that the Buddha taught to people. The first discourse was about there are certain people, they will commit something unwholesome actions, and then after committing that, they do not realize that they have committed it. And they will just do it again and again, whether that is a physically or speech or even thinking. And then they didn't know that they are doing it, and then they will be committing again and again. So that's the one type of a group of people. And the second, that somebody goes up to ask for forgiveness and not recognizing those forgivenesses. And that is also a group of people there. So these two types of people, and then Buddha said that they are foolish ones. They are foolish ones. It's like a seed completely soaked in a water that cannot sprout it anymore. So one that soaked in, that is despite of a doing or despite of a committing wrongdoings but not knowing. So completely soaked himself or herself, merged into the water and then just rotten with this water. Yeah, and another one is like hard rock, like seeds been placed on the rock, and it's so hot. So with that, then there's no space to sprout the seeds. So these two types of people are regarded as someone who will not improve themselves. They will not be able to understand that what needs to be done, and how should we live the life. So it's just like a wasted time on earth. So they will just use this time to indulge their senses and just enjoy whatever, not in a way enjoying, but disregards any values of the life and any values of the community or a society. And then another pair of groups, that someone after have done something wrong will then immediately realize that this should not be done, and then try to change himself or herself into a good person. And this is also regarded as someone who is wise, and someone who is wise, because this is the beginning of the transformation. That the Buddha said that the moment when you know that you have done wrong and you have this intention to change, then you are a wise one. You begin to realize that you have to change now. So with that realization, then that person will begin to be mindful of his actions, physical action, verbal action, and mental actions. Then that person will try to avoid as much as possible of committing any wrongdoings. And with that practice, what happens is that that person automatically sees the value in within and sees the value of others. And with that, that person begins to realize that how precious this life is. We should not be wasting by just indulging, but rather do something for our own happiness. And then not only happiness of own self, but also try to share that happiness to those who are close and those who are far, including family and communities. Yeah. So with that, the more they give, the more they become happier, and the more they share, the more they feel that the life is valuable and this life becomes precious, and understand that this is not easy to attain, this human life in this form. So that's the first wise man or wise person. And then a second one that which is very hard one. The second good wise person is that ability to recognize someone's fault and accepting their request of forgiveness. It's very hard. The moment when we realize that someone has done something wrong, straight away we become very angry. We become very heated up and we can't accept. We will bring all sorts of stories and all sorts of buts and why and perhaps and however goes on. And it's so difficult to accept someone has done something wrong. And we will try our best to, in a way, to punish, or in a way to harm, or in a way to cause harm to that person in any possible ways. And then not only that, if that person again comes to you to say that I have done this wrong, I'm so sorry, that forgiveness is so hard. Recognition is hard enough. The forgiveness is even harder. It's like a big hammer hit in your heart, to like a smashed many. It's like a glass, smashed it and then scattered all around. So that's why this is another one that it's very difficult, very hard one. So a person who recognized it and forgives it is a wise one. Even like sometimes we ourselves did something wrong and we do not want to accept, thinking that I am wise enough. Then what happens that with that mental concept, or we bug ourselves and we dig our own graves, going into that again and again. We can't forgive ourselves to that. Now, very moment when we able to forgive ourselves, then actually that is another journey begins. So another journey begins. So that's why it's not about not only thinking of somebody else. We have to think in ourselves too. So all these 4 different categories are within us. Yeah, often we, when we read or when we think about it, we always think about someone else. But when we look at, deeper into it, then all 4 categories are within us. Sometimes knowing that this is not good, but we still do it. And which is very clever, and we are very clever to do that. Now we can give all sorts of the reasons, because of this, because of that, I am, they go on, right? And we continue doing it. not knowing the result, that nobody is gonna experience that result of that doing. Only you. You're the one who is the owner of that action and the result of that action. The very moment when we realize ourselves that the action that I am doing is wrong, what happened? Oh, have a fear of the results that we will be responsible for. There is a dread and a shame of doing that unwholesome action. Then we will withdraw ourselves. And that's the beginning of doing something better, something good. Yeah? And then slowly we will be establishing ourselves in a moral practice, moral way. And with that, our mind will not be agitated. Our mind will not be disturbed. Further on, we will be able to forgive ourselves that, yes, I have done that because of not knowing. Yes, I have done that because of certain issues or certain reasons. But I know that wasn't wrong. That was wrong. I'm not going to redo it again or commit it again. So, accepting that wrongdoing and then forgiving to yourself. It's a very important, forgiving to yourself. Otherwise, you are punishing yourself. Oh, I shouldn't have done. Repenting again and again. When you're repenting again and again, it's just a regret. It's like a deep cut in your heart, always bleeding. Always bleeding, and that's not good. That's not good. So, the teachings, the instruction that what should we practice is that done is done. I cannot undo it anymore. I have done that. Yes, I accept it. The clever is here. Yes, I have done it. I accept it, but it was a past. I'm not gonna let it down myself. I'm not going to punish myself the action that I have done. No one is perfect, for sure. No one. Even Buddha, before he became the Buddha, he wasn't perfect. In the past, he even did so many silly things. And that's another reason why it is said that he had to practice austerity for 6 years to be enlightened. Simple act that he did in his past lives. He was just to make a joke. In his past life, the story goes like this. So one of the past lives, he met with the Buddha in his time. One of the Buddhas. And then he heard that this Buddha attained enlightenment within 6 days of a meditation. Right? 6 days of a meditation. And then, I think so, 6 days. Maybe I have to check properly, but this is how the story is. So he heard that this Buddha, at that time, attained the enlightenment so quick. And then he says that, I think 6 days, and then he said that how could it possible within the 6 days he can attain the enlightenment if I will not spending 6 days, but I will be enlightened quickly. So that simple joke he made. And as a result of that, in one of the stories, he recalled that the reason he had to practice for 6 years in these different institutions and alone is simply that is the case. Otherwise, he could have been enlightened early on. And similarly, there is another story that he I think I messed up this story. I can't remember now.
So how many Buddhas was there, Prajna?
Oh.
So this was like going through the was it hundreds of years, or how did that work?
That's the toughest question.
Sorry, Prajna. I was going to go easy on you tonight.
So, the question of how many is irrelevant.
Okay.
Okay, and how many years, that's also irrelevant here. We have to understand that a Buddha is not a person. It is a title to someone who have attained
So an arahant.
Arhat.
Arahant.
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 Someone who has attained the enlightenment is known as the Buddha. And now, having understood that, we can't count how many Buddhas are there. Okay? And then, how many years? We don't know. For this current Buddha that we are listening or we are following his teachings, he started his journey long time ago. And the moment when he met one of the first Buddhas he met, and he went on and took a vow that as you are a Buddha, so I want to be the Buddha too.
So that was an inspiration.
Inspiration. So that was 4 uncountable eons of time ago. It's a long time ago, long time ago. And with that, it explains about the contraction of the universe, creation of the universe many times in that journey. So the current Buddha that we are following, he met 27 Buddhas in his lifetime. Right? So Buddhas, there are 3 different types of Buddhas. One, people who listen the teachings and practice according to that teachings and enlightened. So that's called the Buddhas as well. Okay? But they have to listen someone's attainment. Second type of the Buddhas, they do not listen anybody, self-practice. Right? Silent Buddhas, they're called silent Buddhas, Pacceka Buddhas. So they go on to, after seeing the sufferings in the world, and somehow they feel dispassionate in the world, so they decided to find their own ways to liberate themselves and then go on to the practice. And after that practice, they realize the Dhamma, and that's how that person becomes enlightened. Right? And these enlightened beings are also many. And then the third one, which is the Samma Sambuddha, these Buddhas are Buddhas, those who have qualification to be the enlightened, the Buddha, but they decided to stay and learning the universe, learning the people, learning the beings, hoping to save them too. So hoping to save them and teach them the path to liberate. So that's called a Samma Sambuddha. So the current Buddha that we are following is called a Samma Sambuddha. So that's why how many Buddhas, the question is irrelevant. How many years, or in terms of the time, it is also irrelevant.
And see these Buddhas, Prajam, did they stay in the same region, Prajam?
So now this is again, I am not the Buddha, so I can't answer, but from the based on a scripture,
Yes.
based on a scripture, as long as the one Buddha's dispensation prevails, there won't be another Buddha exist. Right? There will be no crash between 2 Buddhas.
So the first one has to go first and then the second one reappears.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
You could be the Buddha.
They don't.
Yeah. You could be the Buddha too. Gavin can be the Buddha. John can be the Buddha. So we probably walking towards that Buddhahood without knowing. If we could recollect our previous lives, possibility that we are walking on that path to be liberated. So that's why it's a Buddha who the Buddha come It's not that somebody will come. I could be the Buddha too. Right? So that's why Buddha nature is in everyone's heart. We all have to find that. And it depends on who is going to find first. Who has got the courage to find that first. Maybe today I have learned a little bit more than you all three. Having said that, doesn't mean that I will go first. John is the least person whom known Buddhism. We never know. John could be the first person to be enlightened.
But do you think,
Okay.
Ajahn, that, like so the sister said to me that if you open your heart to the Buddha, then the light will follow through.
I leave it to you to discuss with the sister.
Yeah, because if you open, if you open yourself, to the Buddha, then, that the light will shine.
So, Paul, there are 6 different types of people and their temperaments. Okay? There are 6 different temperaments of people. And among those 6 different temperaments, one group of people who has got the devotion, okay, a devotional mentality, it's called a saddha. When that devotional person, when that person devout with a good heart and open their heart to somebody, someone, doesn't matter the Buddha, anybody, anyone that you have a good faith in and you believe that it can help you, then it gives you some form of energy, some form of understanding. And then whenever something connects, whether that is through your feeling, whether that is through your emotion, whether that is through some sort of light or energy, then that faith doubles. And you take it personally as the personal experience, and that becomes the perception, and you become the perception of that. Then you feel that you have attained something, and that's again another danger, that you feel that you are the one, you are better, and there will be a conceit develops, right? And that is a danger there too. So that's why, in a practice, we are not looking from just the one single angle. We have to look through all directions and all temperaments, all behavior activities, and not only from that, we also have to look at our own perceptions in these things as well. So that's why it's very important that we have a good understanding, rather than, it's like when there is a car crash. Rather than looking from just the north, you have to look from all around to find the real picture. So in the practice of the Dhamma, also same. Practice of the Buddha's teachings, also same. In the practice, we're not looking from just the one angle. We have to look through entire angle. That's why it is called knowing things as they truly are. Not biased, not just from a one single angle, but knowing entirely in its true nature, very distinctively, in a different way, an ability to disintegrate detailedly until you find the core of it. When you found the core, then you can't see what needs to be seen anymore. It's like you are analyzing water. You find the core element of the water, that H2O. Once you have found the H2O, then that's it. You can't go further on. It ends there, like that. In the practice of the teachings of the Buddha, also what we are doing is to try to find that essence.
So do you think, Ajahn, when you mentioned the element of water with CO, So once you find that element similar to what you're talking about, that's when you become enlightened.
Yeah,
So that's just obviously a metaphor
yeah,
for
yeah. That's a
the
metaphor.
water and the,
Yeah, enlightenment.
sure,
Nothing to be unfold. You have found everything.
sure,
That's the enlightenment.
okay, thank you,
Right?
very good.
How we end up here?
Because everybody wants to be enlightened. But we're enlightened tonight, because the best ones, when, you know, that's when the best ones. I know what it is, good and both.
Yeah, I know.
There's a lot of things I've learned tonight, I don't even know.
But I wasn't prepared to talk such a being the Buddha. And
Your fault, so that's the best way to do it.
yeah, maybe tomorrow I see a new Buddha coming into the temple.
Just make sure the door's unlocked.
Okay, right. I think that's enough for enough talking for today. Yeah? So Yvonne said that we have to build a boat from the trees that I have cut down, and then now we end up with becoming a Buddha ourselves. Okay. All right. So with this, thank you everyone. This is just like here and there, and end up with being a Buddha. Right. So let's do the chanting. Do you want to get the